guys, welcome back. So sorry if we're putting stuff out kind of fast today, but the gods kind of have me in hurry up mode because we're having at least 2 thunderstorms today. As you saw in the short, Asmodeus was terrified last night. Now, he is my teacher. This could be a teaching moment, so don't write down Asmodeus is terrified of thunderstorms. It may never happen with you. But they are super loud anymore, and they are much more frequent. That said, we do get a lot of storms in this area. We always have. And I said, honestly, add in 2 more adults, a dog that never stops barking, and 5 cats, and you probably wouldn't even hear the storm. You just wouldn't. I said the storms may not actually be louder. It's just me, and I'm a fairly quiet person, so you usually hear the storm pretty well. If we have a fan on, not so much, but and he's just been getting scared. And I said to him, I said, it's okay. And, he really didn't want me recording yesterday because, the thunderstorm safety stuff. Get away from your computer, get away from, there's a stove right here, there's a sink right here. Don't be near any appliances. Don't be near any pipes. You know the drill. And for lightning, stay away from windows, stuff like that. And I said, dude, almost every room in this house has windows. I said we'd have to go hide in the closet. One second, guys. Allergy. Goodness, my apologies. And, long story short, I've been trying to make hay while the sun shines. I went down, I milked the girls. I think the other one might be leaking again. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to go back down, check in a little bit. I'm trying to live my life. I'm trying to have some fun and enjoyment, but I'm also trying to run the channel. And, now, as Muddy says, a bee in his bonnet about these thunderstorms. And he's like, do you have a radio? Do you have a radio? I'm like, we used to, and it broke. And, like a portable radio. Well, it turned out, I do have this. So I got this down, and it was not in great condition. I forgot I put it away with batteries in it. I'm usually better than that. And so I had to clean it, and it does work. So huzzah, we have a radio in case the power goes out. But I've never really seen gods get like this because Mammon's starting to spook too. And I said, we get storms all the time in this area. And I said, a lot of that advice you're supposed to follow, like to get away from, stoves and stuff like that. I said, I've never seen a McDonald's or a Starbucks or anything else shut down in a thunderstorm in this area. I've just never seen it happen. I've never seen them say, okay, you all have to go home because there's a storm. When there are truly bad storms, if they hit when you're shopping, they say, this is the safest place for you. Welcome your guest. Hopefully you don't have to camp here. But that's pretty rare. And I said, it's just one of those things. I've never seen anyone do that. You're supposed to get off a stove because there's potential electric current will, get through. But I said, I've never seen a McDonald's or a Starbucks or a pizza place or anything else shut down. And I said, people around here, you still have to go to work. So sometimes people have to stand by bus stops or you send the kids out. And I said, it's not the safest thing in the world, but it's kind of, we have thunderstorms so frequently in this area that even though people know it's dangerous, we just wouldn't live life for months at a time. And I said, you can't do that. And we know there's an element of danger in it. It's not, we don't do it because we think we're cool or we think we're immortal. I said, it's just people are like, well, if we kept grinding to a halt every time there was a thunderstorm or bad snowfall or a tornado or something else, we'd be just closed up almost every day of the year. It's not torrential storms all the time, but you get 3 or 4 in a row. Kids will be, getting out of school. Nobody will be going to work. Everything will be shut down. You can't live like that. Um, I got, yep. And I said it's not safe. It's not super safe, but I said if I don't have to go outside, I won't. I won't go stand on my porch. You're not supposed to stand on your porch and watch a thunderstorm either, even though that's a pastime around here. That's not safe for you. But last night I recorded during the thunderstorm and he was flipping out because you're not supposed to be on your computer either. And I said, look, I had the headphones unplugged. I said the computer is way over there. I've got it in one of those fancy grounding things, so if power surge would hit the house, it won't take out the computer. And I said, if that amount of electricity came through this computer, we'd have a lot more exciting things to worry about. And I said, I'm just touching this mouse. and I'm touching the keyboard. I said it's an element of risk, but I've never seen businesses, like I said, schools and everything shut down and not let you have computer class during electric storms or anything. I said, is it entirely safe? According to the weather service, you're supposed to stop. I said, it would be like asking every business around here to shut down for hours at a time because the storms come in and then they don't want to leave all day. I said, you would never get business done in this area. I said, nobody would do business with us because can you imagine a corporation, hundreds of computers, storm alert comes and everybody stops working for hours at a time, has to go in some safe room. I said, we'd never get anything done. Nobody would ever work with anybody from, the eastern part of the country. I said, we'd never get anything done. I said, it's just, it's an element of risk, but you take it. I said, it's relatively rare. I've never heard of one person ever, getting, struck by lightning through a computer. I said, I don't use the stove. I don't take a shower. Well, sometimes you just have bad timing. I said, don't take a shower. I don't wash the dishes. But, I said, that's it. Our life would ground to a halt. We couldn't cook. We couldn't use the tap to get water. We couldn't take a shower. I said, dude, storms just perk in this area for hours and hours at a time, sometimes from like 2 in the afternoon to like 2 a.m. the next morning. I said, you just can't stop living your life for that amount of time. But, they've been kind of scared lately. And they had me, get the radio ready. We have candles over there. We have the lantern. We have the lamp. They're like, what, do you have food? Do you have food if the power goes out? And I'm like, yes, I have food. And they're like, do you have food you can eat without cooking? I'm like, yes, I have, I have the, Pop Tarts and stuff like that. I don't have MREs, but I'm like, we have stuff. I said, look, if the power goes out, it may go out for 4 or 5 hours. It may, it may. But I said, if the power goes out and it's safe to go out, I have those solar lamps. Bring those in. I said, we have candles. I said, we have lanterns. We'll be fine. I said, I've never seen a group of gods panic like this. The group of gods formerly referred to as demons are just losing their mind and having panic attacks. And I'm like, all of them, they're all spooking. The Norse gods are fine. Norse gods are just like, huh. Thor looked up at, a particularly loud boom that shook the entire house and said, sis, I'm a god of thunder, but I ain't giving you any guarantees. I said, I'm well aware of that. I said, I know. I said, but dude, there's no place in this house that doesn't have either windows, pipes, or electronic appliances other than like the closet in this area or the closet upstairs. I said, if it would be a tornado, be probably safest in that closet or the bathtub. They usually tell you shelter in something like a bathtub or something. Or I said maybe we could try the shower stall downstairs, but that has got 5 million pipes overhead. I said, we'll be okay. We'll make it through. And I don't say that stuff to, panic any of you about storms because, at a while there I was getting nervous and I was like, what am I getting nervous for? Thunder can't hurt you. It's loud, but it can't hurt you. It's just warm air and cool air hitting each other. And I told him about the time I got stuck in a storm. You guys have heard this story before, but I told him, I was planning to go to the park, and it said the storm wasn't due for 4 or 5 hours. So I'm like, I have time. And it didn't give any alerts or anything. I went to the park. I took like 3 steps into the park. Torrential rain out of nowhere. I mean, rain like it was a monsoon, and it was coming down, and the wind started to hit me like it was going to blow me sideways. I don't know what the alerts were at the time because I didn't have a cell phone or anything, still don't. And I was getting blown sideways, and this rain is coming down. The thunder starts to boom. Then the lightning starts, and I turned around. I don't have a car, so I walk everywhere, and I had to walk about a quarter mile home. And I'm walking home and I'm walking past our local football field and I'm by this nice wire fence and I keep walking past these utility poles and I'm like, think careful thoughts. And I'm trying to hold on to my umbrella, which is getting lashed all over the place and the wind's buffeting me and there's this torrential rain coming down and I'm absolutely soaked. I mean, every inch of me, my backpack is absolutely sodden. Even with the umbrella, there's just rain pouring off of me. Lightning, cloud to ground lightning starts hitting in the football field over and over and over again, like 10, 20, 30, 40 strikes. I'm walking. I had my camera at the time. I was like, "Ooh, we should film." And Odin's like, "You're a special kind of stupid. Let's go home." So I'm walking in this storm, and I'm getting hit by this wind and rocked back and forth. Can hardly stay on my feet. The torrential rain's coming down, so the ground is all slippy and sodden because it's hard packed clay, so it floods before it soaks in. And all this lightning's striking and everything. I finally make it to the Dairy Queen, and I had to shelter there for a little bit, but with the sanitary laws being the way they are, they couldn't let me in. This is years ago, but they still couldn't let you just wander in because you go right to their kitchen. There's no little area for you. And I don't even remember if I bought anything. I hope I treated myself to a burger because that would earn a burger. And then I had to walk home for the rest of the storm because it looked like it might even get worse. And I came home and I think the power went out or something like that. I don't remember the rest of it, but I do remember I got home and I was soaking wet. Had to peel everything off, hang up all my clothes, hang up my hat, which was absolutely drenched, and it was a pretty epic storm. And I said it was okay. I said, yes, it's true. People get hit by lightning. People do, get unfortunately pass away in severe storms. But I said, we're in the house, buddy. We're in the room with the smallest window possible other than the closet. I said, we're okay. I said, if the power goes out and it sounds like Ragnarok is coming, we will go in the closet. But I said, until then, we're okay out here. We're just as safe as anywhere else in this house because, like I said, there's windows everywhere in this house. There's not a room without a window. So, other than that little closet in like a little closet upstairs, there's not a room without a window. So I said, and they're right, you're right by them too when you go in the room. I don't know who designed this house, but it wasn't even supposed to be a house, it was an outbuilding, but they probably didn't know that back then. It's over a century old at this point, and they probably just did not know. I mean, they knew to stay away from windows, but you still wanted light in your house, so what were you going to do? So, it's okay if the gods get scared sometimes. They do. Again, Asmodeus might not actually be afraid of storms. This might just be a lesson in compassion, because I can get like the old man and get grumpy and not have time for you. Like I get up, it's time to go to work. It's time to film shorts for you guys and film these. I'm kind of in a bad foul mood sometimes, and I want to have my breakfast. I got stuff to do downstairs. I've got these things to film. I've got, food to prep for the day. I want to have my own time, 5 minutes for me. And sometimes I'm not very good at handling it when he's like, I wanted to play my game and he was just, I don't know if I said this time, he was just in my lap and wanted to hear about thunder safety and that made him worse. Thunder can't hurt you. It's the lightning and the rain and the flooding and stuff that you have to watch out for, and also tornadoes and stuff like that. I told him, I said, we've had a tornado pass right by the house too. I said, it's once you get on this planet, life can be risky sometimes, but it's going to be okay. So, I think he's calming down. We've done all the preps we can. We have a radio, we have food. I've answered them 30 times. We have food. You can eat. I don't make it a habit, but I'm pretty sure you can eat ramen without cooking it because I think it's like a delicacy. And is it Japan? Korea, where they eat it, don't do that all the time. Pretty bad advice. Skip that. Have cereal bars or something. But, I said we've got Pop Tarts, we've got those icy pops. You can open the freezer, when the power first goes out, grab an icy pop. I said we've got, cereal in there. We've got plenty of food to make it through a day or so. I said we've got packets of tuna and stuff like that. I said we'll be fine. We might not be happy at the end of a couple days, but I said we've never had the power go out that long. I think like 10, 11 hours a couple years ago was it, and it probably wasn't even that long. So, sometimes your gods can get scared too, and it can be hard to have compassion because you're trying to get your life lived, and you're trying to get to work, and you're trying to do stuff your house needs done, and you're trying to do all this other stuff, and sometimes, you can really lack compassion. So Loki is like, you have to indulge them on this. So we watched the storm videos. We got the radio, got the radio ready. Candles and everything have been ready since like early this week because we've just had thunderstorm after thunderstorm. So, try to have compassion with your gods. There's a message for the day. Try to have compassion with your gods. Sometimes they get scared too. Sometimes they panic. I don't know why he's doing this because he's lived here for years. But, it's bothering him now. But I'm going to wrap up here, guys, because I do want to. We're going to be hit with a storm in about An hour and a half. I do want to try to get some cooking done with Mr. Stove before they all get upset about me being near the stove in a thunderstorm. So, if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later. Bye bye.